Welcome to the match review of the game where we absolutely pumped those Foxes 3-1. And welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're new to us, we make Leeds United content. If you'd like to win a bit of my art, this incredible A3 print of champions, 3 paintings for the price of 1, give us a subscribe and ring the bell and let us know in the comments what you thought of the game. All right, let's get into it. The following podcast contains some strong language and some very average opinions. Any references to actual people are wildly inaccurate. It's probably best if you don't listen at all. The Roaring Peacock Podcast. Welcome back to the Roaring Peacock Podcast. This is the match review where we outfox the Foxes 3-1 at the King Power Stadium. A return to form, boys. My name's Adonis. You know me as the Adelites from Twitter, and it's a very good hello from me. With us, we've got LUFC Miguel, Mr. Michael Cook.
Formerly Michael Dunians. Hello.
And our lovely friend at Barney___21. How you going?
All right, yeah.
Hey, fucking hell. Hey, that's fucking more like it, isn't it? A resounding return to form. I was fucking worried. But we've bounced back. It's unbelievable. Everyone played incredibly, apart from fucking Costa. We won't get into that. Ah, God.
I've been saying for the last couple that it felt like that post, we were going to hit that post-Ailing depressed interview sort of point, and it felt like today everything just clicked that hasn't been clicking, didn't it? And click when he came on, Klitsch, however you say it, it was great. Yeah, buzzing,
brilliant. Barney,
it's just like you said, everything just clicked. We won our individual battles, and it saw today as well. We learned from what happened when we played them at home. So yeah, I think that's a mature performance as well, not just a fantastic performance, but a very mature performance.
So first thoughts from me are that first Leicester goal, that only Leicester goal, they ran through our midfield again, and I think we were on our haunches a bit, looking around at each other going, enough. That can't happen again. And you saw yellow cards from Luke.
Yeah.
You saw a yellow card from Dallas. And it was just that thing where we said, we are going to professionally tackle you, do a tactical foul, take the yellow card, wear that, but you're not going to run through the middle of the park again. And I think that was one of the most exciting things for me after whinging about it on the match review.
You never did you, mate? I didn't notice that. You seemed so uplifted and positive. Yeah, mate, it was great, wasn't it? Like, in fact, I would actually say that aside from that break through midfield, and it happened twice today, Albrighton did one as well, where it could have come to summit, where that still frustrates you. And the actual first 13 minutes prior to that goal, we'd looked pretty solid in midfield compared to recent weeks. And what we were doing today that felt very different to recently, our foot was in on everything. It felt like, God knows what the interception count was today. But it felt like we broke down Leicester's forward play a lot today, more than recently. Was really, really impressed with everybody. Everybody contributed to that for me, except Costa.
I think for me with the midfield was that when Phillips plays well, Leeds play well. And I've said this before, and he just did his business. He read the ball in every single place of the pitch. And Cooper as well, he was fantastic. He actually set up one of the goals as well from Rafinha to Bamford because he won the ball in the first place. So I think we were tight to our man, but when we couldn't do anything, we fell over. And I mean, it wasn't just Ayling doing the flop; it was every other player doing a flop as well. And I think it was mature from them to realise we can't get anywhere here. Let's just fall over and reset ourselves for a free kick.
Yeah, Cooper with the Ayling flop 4 times, I think. By the way, Barney, I'm not sure whether you've got something on your camera. You were just talking about Calvin Phillips there, and I think I saw a bit of jizz just get in the way.
You've said it, Barney. It's mature, unlike that comment from Cookie. No.
I'll take that.
It's mature, isn't it? Another thing, it was little things all over the park. We had a free kick, and instead of trying to take it quickly because it wasn't on, we walked away, and we sent the big lads up from the back into the box, and we have been missing that. I fucking love Marcelo Bielsa, but this obsession with that kind of style of play, I think is too much, And what it showed today was that we had a bit of that grittiness, a bit of all of those things, that maturity that can win you games when you're not necessarily playing well, that can get you over the line against big teams like Leicester are now. And it was just so fucking refreshing all over the pitch. Everything about the performance today. It's not like we created loads of chances. We didn't. But they're a great team, Leicester. Yeah. And Souness was saying that Leicester weren't playing well. I dispute that fact. They were pressing us so well all over the pitch. It was so difficult for us to play out from the back. We deserved this today. Yeah. We fucking deserved it. And I'm so proud to be Leeds today.
It felt like back to basics, didn't it? In fact, we looked dangerous at corners. Corner taking was excellent today. We looked good for the most part defensively at corners, which we have done for the last couple of weeks, to be fair, a bit better at corners. It just felt like loads of back to basics, and everyone kind of turned up and just put a proper shift in. I mean, I think you've got to be honest and just reflect on the fact that Leicester are a different team without Vardy and Ndidi, but I would also say the same thing, which is that you can't forget the thing that never seems to get mentioned except by Leeds fans this season, unless you're Liverpool, which is that we've got a proper makeshift defence, and it was good to see Struijk looked excellent today, really composed on the ball, particularly because he's having to play with his right foot a lot, because he was playing right-sided defence and he's very left-footed. I thought him and Liam Cooper today were outstanding for me. Maybe a bit ropey a little bit in the first half at times, but overall absolutely outstanding.
No, the positional play was brilliant, wasn't it? I was very impressed, like you said, Cookie, with Struijk's right foot.
Yeah.
Fucking bashing it up 50 yards up the pitch. I'll have some of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think now it's time to just stick with those two, let them develop a proper partnership, and let's see where that goes. And yes, do I expect Koch and Llorente to at some point, if they can stay injury-free, to maybe take those two roles? I think it's possible, but let's give these lads a chance. I mean, I've given Liam Cooper quite a bit of stick this year. I don't always think his positioning and his pace is the greatest. I still think he would have struggled against Vardy today, but I have to get, and I still always say caveats that he's a brilliant captain. I thought he put in an absolute shift today. His distribution was excellent as well. So kudos to Captain Coops and Struijk.
His positioning, both of their positionings, and their knowledge between each other. Cooper is always good at telling other people what to do, and sometimes he's not in the right position. He was in the right position every time today. He made
that crunching tackle as well was just filthy, wasn't it?
Oh,
straight in.
Oh,
even the Leicester player like it was a good tackle. I'm not going to complain. I'll get that.
Was it Shooting Stars where they did that thing where they rubbed their fucking... Oh, yes! Fucking love that tackle, me. I thought he'd gone right through the back of him, but he's got the ball. It's beautiful. Mwah! I loved it, man.
Even Carragher said, I could hear that tackle from here.
We're not used to it, are we?
No.
Because they you'll brush past, you'll shout too loudly near them, and the wind from your voice will take them down. That was a fucking beautiful tackle, and I'm so glad you reminded me of it.
Yeah.
I think one of the things for me was that a lot of people were saying I don't like Dallas in midfield, but he does a job in there, and we've missed that midfielder running in from deep into the box, and that's why we scored the first goal for us, and we've missed that bit of energy. And he seems to be that he has that composure just to get the ball and then start again rather than just keep going forward all the time. He's really mature with that. Again, that word mature.
How many times did we question whether Calvin Phillips was going to be a defensive midfielder when he was put there? It didn't. He didn't go in there and then Bielsa snapped his fingers Pablo waved his wand and there was a flash of lightning and sparkles, and all of a sudden Calvin Phillips, the best central defensive midfielder on the planet. It took him ages. He was dragged off after 20 minutes in subsequent games. Dallas has been put all over the place. He's a fucking right winger that we got from. Did we get him from Brentford?
Brentford, yeah.
The fucking right winger from Brentford, and he's played all over the place. Left back, I'm fucking frothing at the mouth here. Dallas came into his own today. He was in the middle of the park, and for the first time, he looked great. In fact, he was doing all sorts of fancy little twirls.
I saw that, yeah. The little flicks and tricks that were great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cruyff turns and all that. Shit, he wasn't just excelling in the middle of the park. He was fucking showboating, the cheeky bastard. Fucking love him.
Love it.
The Cookridge Cafu or whatever we'll call him now. I don't think you can call him Cafu. He's more like the...
He's only known as the Cookridge Cafu on BT Sport, mate.
Right, yeah. He's definitely from Leeds. If he's not, we're claiming him. I mean, they've opened the door for us to claim him, so I'll take it. He's the fucking Adol Zidane. There you go. There's a fucking nickname for him.
I like that.
Okay, some magic moments then, Barney?
Phillips, obviously.
Your go-to magic moment?
Bamford, though, I thought he deserved that goal today. He's been in the right position in games recently, but he's just not had it. But today, there's a goal and an assist in front of Gareth Southgate as well. So hopefully that's a chance for him to get a call up as well. Also, Ayling, again, just I can't say that many words about how good he is this season. He's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's a war horse, isn't he? I love him. Brilliant is Ayling. For me, it was Rafinha, Donny. That pass for Paddy's goal, it's the how quickly he plays that pass and the pace he plays that pass at, and then Bamford's ability to let it go across his body and put that finish in. I mean, that goal was just absolutely superb. And you saw Rafi do that a few times today. Like, he does it. You see some players who don't have that intelligence, who take a couple of touches. He just sees it like Pablo used to. And I'm sure still can in his moment, but he's obviously a bit older. But he just sees it, plays it. There's no faffing about. There's no 10 touches. It's just gone. I thought he was immense today. That was my main magic moment.
Yeah, that goal was born in the barrios of in the poor regions of Brazil, and it was finished off with a Eton finish into the top corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like what they said.
I'm so happy, boys.
Yeah,
I'm
me
so
too.
fucking happy. We've got our team back.
Yeah.
I was just saying in the review, like, where's Leeds United? Where's my club? Where's my team gone? Well, there they fucking are. There they are. Oh my God, it was so good. I was saying 65 minutes, I think it was 2-1 or I think it was 2-1 at that stage. I was saying I couldn't give a fuck if we lose. I could not. I don't care if we lose to Leicester, and I don't give a fuck if we lose from here, because the performance is back. And that was the main thing for me. Fucking hell. Those little interplays. There was, I think the magic moment for me was those quick little balls, which enabled Rafinha to get into the box eventually. And that's when I was like, oh, fucking Bielsaball is back.
I think it was after between 50 and 60 minutes, Leicester changed the midfield a bit, didn't they? They put two holding midfield in. And it took us a while to understand what was going on, because some players were like saying, who do I mark now? And some of the players were out of position a little bit. But again, we just seemed to understand what to do after that. And then we got back into our groove again. And then the third goal as well, that was just classic Leeds counter-attacking. Really intelligent understanding from Dallas, then to Click, and then Click just that first-time ball to Bamford. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought Click was superb when he came on today. He's obviously been struggling for probably a good month and a bit now. Looked tired. He's obviously been benched for the first time ever, really, aside from Derby, which we don't really count because we just played drunk. So to see him obviously get benched today felt like a wake-up call for him. He was running, he was playing intelligent balls. That was really good. The difference for me today, honestly, Phillips gets all the plaudits. We always play better when he's in. But I also think we are a different team when Ayling is always playing right back. what you're talking about, the transition from defence to up front, is Ayling's progressions and then the little interlinking passes down that right-hand side is the heart of most of the great stuff we do, I find. So I thought Ayling was immense today and great to see him back in that role. And I don't want to see him at centre-half. I love him at right-back.
What I loved about that move that you talked about, Barney, was that the vision and the unselfishness of Bamford when he's one-on-one to just slide in Harrison for the goal. Because there are so many players who are selfish, and he wants to win the Golden Boot. He wants to get another goal in this game. How many did he get?
He got 1 goal, 2 assists today, didn't he?
Right, he got that way. He would have loved another goal, and he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's our main striker, and he's got every right to take that shot, but he doesn't. He thinks of the team, side before self, slides Harrison in, and it's a goal. Fucking love that.
Mate, did you see his interview after the game?
No, what did he say? I'm too busy setting all this shit up.
It was so good. So basically, there were 2 things that he said. The main one was when he was asked why he passed it because most strikers would score. He went, "I know what you mean. I've got myself in my fantasy Premier League team." Just obviously joking to himself. And he said it was a joke, but I reckon he probably does. And the other part was he was really honest. He said, "I've not really turned up the last couple of games. I've not played very well. So today was all about the team and a good performance all round. It wasn't about him scoring." So he was buzzing that he scored because they were on about a drought. I mean, 4 games, hardly a drought, is it? But it was great. His attitude, mate. If anyone hasn't, watch the interview because he's so brilliant in those interviews when he's positive, when he's on fire, when things have gone well. And he lifts everyone else. You can see what a team player he is. Love him. Love him.
Well, it had been over 10 hours since he'd scored from open play, so I consider that a drought. And we were talking about it in the review, about thinking maybe it's time to give Tyler a go because he looked so good when he came on as a substitute in the 2 previous games. But Bielsa sticks with his man, and we got a comment from an Argentinian guy on the YouTube video of the angry Newcastle review, and he said, just 3 years with Bielsa, just trust the process. How can you not trust the process? And he was right. You're right, Pedro from Argentina, if you're listening. You are right, my friend. Well done.
Yeah, 100% spot on. I think I said in that review as well, didn't I, that even if we were calling for Roberts, it was never going to happen. He was always going to stick with his man. And majority of the time, let's be honest, when Bielsa makes these calls, they work out. Or they have done for the last 3 years.
Yeah, and the thing that stuck with me today about Bamford, other than his beautiful finish, he miscontrolled the ball a number of times, either not able to take it down on his chest or trampolining off his trampoline foot, should I say. But what he did was run back, run, and a couple of times, or 2 or 3 times when that happened, he won the ball back. He closed the play down, he won the ball back and got it back. And the other thing that I wanted to pick up on what you said, Barney, was Click and Calvin Phillips, because they started to really get it going. Not just in terms of finding each other in those triangles that they do, without looking, which is that first-time ball, the first-time balls that make Bielsaball so beautiful to watch. But also the foots in, the aggression in the middle of the park, the awareness, the closing people down, and I thought that was fantastic.
It was the energy as well, because in some games recently we've lacked that intensity. So today we were at it straight away. We were winning every second ball. Like you were saying, if Bamford lost the ball, there was someone there getting the ball straight away. And it was just less. It's that lead side that we're used to, just at you all the time. And in the first half, when it was 1-1, and Brendan Rodgers has said, "I don't want to get into a basketball game here," until it was to a certain stage in the first half, and then that's when we can run riot at teams, because they won't be able to keep up with our intensity, our fitness.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the way we'd been playing the last few games, I was worried coming into this run of games, and now I just feel uplifted, like massively. Like seeing that performance, you feel like on our day when we play like that, we can beat anybody. We genuinely can. We looked that good.
18 games to go, and we need 3 wins. We're staying up. We're staying up, boys. We don't need to get Rodrigo de Paul on deadline day in the next 5 hours.
Even if our
He got sent off, didn't
he? Yeah, he scored and got sent off today. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds right up our alley. Everything I fucking hear about him just makes me want him more.
Yeah. Did you see our new Chad? Is it Chad Hurley, the new investor, who's former owner of YouTube? He put up a link, didn't he, saying about this is a sign, and it was something like DePaul College or something. Yeah, DePaul University.
Yeah. I'm still not sure if he's just trolling us.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got a few stats here. So I was looking at the previous game, and the big difference between that game and this game is that we've had less percent possession than Leicester, and we've been far more accurate with our shooting. So 8 shots, 7 of those were on target.
Superb.
And obviously 3 goals from those 7 shots. I wanted to talk about, let's not get bogged down in stats. I wanted to talk about what would have been one of the greatest goals I've ever seen. Click had it on the right. He does a crossfield ball to Harrison, and Harrison hits it on the half volley, first time. And if that goes in the other corner, that is goal of the season by a long way, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, what a ball that was. What a ball that was.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. Yeah. And to be fair, Harrison makes a good connection. It's just the wrong side of the goal, innit? It's just the wrong post.
Yeah. He can't.
Harrison was getting so much space on that side, though. It was most of the game. It wasn't marked, and every time he was just running. And the amount of times he could have a shot, but sometimes with Harrison, which is still a frustration, he doesn't make that right choice.
Okay, so we have been extremely positive, which is wonderful. Let's just have a little pinch of negativity and make this a shit sandwich with a very enormous bread cakes
and a small turd.
This analogy went bad. So there were a few injuries, and there were a couple of not great performances, I thought. So let's start with the bad performances then. I think Alioski. Let's look at what Alioski does well. He's always passionate. You need that in a side, especially at times when you're lacking passion. He is good for morale because he's shaking the tunnel and he's making everybody relaxed, you know?
Is he? Does that relax you?
That relaxes me because it reminds you that life's not so serious.
Yeah, true.
You have a laugh and you relax, you know? And he works very hard. He does work hard, and you can't take that away from him. He's up and down that pitch all day. The bad things. He's out of position. He gives the ball away. He's not really a left back. Am I right?
Yeah, he works hard, doesn't he? And it's not his fault, but he works hard because he lacks quality at this level. And I think what you've got to admire is the shift he always puts in. He never stops trying. It is frustrating because you watch it and you just think he's definitely not good enough to be a permanent first team, but he's been in first team for the last 10 games? Got to have been. Yeah, he lacks a bit of quality, but he does try, and you've got to love his character. You'd love to have him around the squad, wouldn't you? You'd love him at your club if he left. I hope he doesn't leave. I still think he's a brilliant squad player, but yeah, I hope he's not our permanent left back.
Barney?
I think for me, it is positioning, but he's always on the edge of making a mistake when he's under pressure, which leads to a goal, and that's the worrying thing sometimes. He'll run all day for you. If you say he can run all day, and he will do, but it's just sometimes it's that intelligence that you need, and especially in the Premier League where you don't have that time on the ball to think about what you need to do. That's when it gets a little bit worrying when he's there.
Yep, it's those little mistakes that in the Premier League can cost you. And speaking of costing us, the next little negative is Costa. He came on and he hasn't been in good form, has he? And he looked again like he's not doing anything really. And if you look at the difference between Costa and Rafinha, who basically cost the same amount. I mean, give or take 3 million, which is nothing when you're talking about 15 or 18. There's a whole world of difference, isn't there?
I do think on his day that Costa is actually a really excellent winger, but he seems to be just a mega confidence player. Like when he's on fire, he's great. He's clearly got pace to burn, can go past people, put in a good cross, score a goal. He was doing that near the start of the season. But the minute that confidence goes, I mean, he's not great, is he? I mean, he came on today and fouled someone pretty much straight away. Gave the ball away first,
yes,
then fouled someone, and you were just like, if you're coming on at that period in the game, the reason you're being brought on, I know it was an injury, but is to be sensible, play it safe, help us maintain that lead. And I think at the time it was 2-1, and you were kind of like, I was surprised they brought him on instead of Poveda, if I'm honest with you, because I said when he came on, the one thing you don't get from Costa as much as some of the other players is defensive output. I mean, even Rafinha today was all over the pitch, attacking and defensively. You don't get that from Costa for me. So I'm surprised to see him come on, but Bielsa always believes in his players, so I'm sure he'll get another go.
Vance?
He's just not strong enough, is he? It's like he'll try trap back and he'll try get the ball, but he's not like really trying to get the ball because he thinks someone else will get the ball and then I can start attacking again. It's all very half-hearted, sort of getting into him. And, he was trying to push a player off and he wasn't really getting anywhere. And then he conceded a free kick in a bit of a dangerous place for Leicester. And we had this frustration when we first signed, didn't we? And Bielsa said that we needed to change the way we play because he's a different type of winger with the wingers we've got in. But attacking wise as well, it just seems very. I'll run straight at players and hopefully I'll get past them. There's no sort of understanding what he's going to be doing. It's really frustrating, especially when we were so excited about getting him as well.
Yeah, don't feel like he's going to make it. It feels like deja vu with what happened to him at Wolves. Good enough for the Championship, looks okay at the Premiership, and then just falls off. I mean, he started well for Wolves in Premier League, didn't he? I think he did all right and just fell off.
It's half-hearted. That's you've nailed it there, Barnes.
Yeah,
and it's about confidence, and that's the reason why you're half-hearted. Because if you don't feel confident, you think, "Oh, I don't really want the ball. I'll just pass it immediately because I can't. If I touch it and collect it, and then I'm going to lose it." So that's why that is you can see it. That which you mentioned, Cookie. The first time he got the ball, he sort of did this half-hearted attempt at a pass rather than try and collect the ball and take it on.
Yeah.
So he needs. I don't know what he needs, but he needs to get away.
And that pass wasn't a yard away, by the way. That pass went to fucking no one. It literally went to no one. It was awful.
Yeah, he needs to get confidence back, and I don't know how he can do that in the Premier League at this stage when it matters so much and he's under so much pressure and he's playing against such high quality opposition. Okay, and the other slight negatives, I didn't really want to be negative at all, but the other slight negatives are a bit worrying. Yeah. Injuries. So Rodgers, who just seemed to have been finding his place in the team and finding some chemistry with Raf, and then Raf, who is probably our most important player at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, my hope with Rodgers, by the way, is that he tried to play on and he looked okay, and that suggested maybe it's not too serious an injury and maybe it's just a slight pull in his groin, so fingers crossed that's not too long.
Speaking of which, I know a few people who'd like to pull Rodgers in the groin, if you know what I mean. Sorry.
No, what is? Rafinha's the biggest worry, isn't he? I mean, you could see actually when they lifted up his shorts, which I'm sure got a few of the girls excited, and the gent. Hello, Wiggy. It was, you could see he already had that thigh strapped up, so it suggested maybe he's had a knock in training. Again, I don't know if that looked a bit precautionary. He walked off absolutely fine. He wasn't hobbling. He didn't look too worried. So again, I hope that's nothing too serious. And then I know Bamford mentioned a dead leg, but he sounded very confident about it in the post-match interview. Sounded like he was absolutely not worried about that at all. So fingers crossed none of them long-term, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's enough negativity. Oh, Barnes, do you want to say something?
No.
Right, let's move on to your man of the match, please, gentlemen.
For me, Cooper. I thought it was absolutely immense today. Everyone keeps saying he's not good enough for the Premier League. Today, I think he showed he is good enough for the Premier League. He read the game really well. He was in the right place at the right time. I don't think he made one mistake, and Cooper always makes at least one mistake during the game. He didn't. He was just on it all the time. And also that sexy tackle he did. Fucking in. Get into him and fuck him up.
Fucking get in! Okay.
I think it's very hard to look beyond the obvious. For me, it's Paddy all day long. The way he takes the goal, phenomenal. The pass through for the first goal, the unselfishness for the third goal, 2 assists and a goal. It was, to say the first 20, 30 minutes, I was thinking, aside from that goal, I was like, his touch doesn't look with him today still. It looks like his body language still ain't quite there, and he just ended up having an absolute phenomenal day. So yeah, Paddy.
I'm going to do the biggest fucking cop-out you've ever seen. I honestly cannot pick a man of the match.
Fuck you, come on.
I can't. You can swear at me all you like.
Can you give us a top 3?
It was so important that Cooper did his job. It was so important that Strauch did his job. And they played so well together. But Ayling, Dallas, they took charge. They took control. They got yellow cards to break up the play, so they weren't running through the middle of our midfield again. So all those little things, if you don't do those, if you don't have the basic foundation, you can't attack, you can't go forward. You're conceding too many goals. So that was the biggest difference today for me. And that was the biggest positive and the biggest turnaround and the biggest single thing that made us play better. But on the other hand, Rafinha was fucking spectacular as well. He was all over the place. Like you said earlier, Cookie, he was back and forth. That one-time through ball to Paddy to set him up is fucking outstanding. It's incredible to think a few years ago, we were nowhere near getting a player like that. Now we've got a fucking Brazilian winger who is blowing my mind with his talent. And I can't really describe how much I love him.
I think
he's
there is
so
a very,
good.
very,
I
very
really
strong...
am. I'm like a little kid with a Christmas present. And I can't believe my luck every day because I get to play with it again and again.
There is such a strong argument for Rafinha not just being the signing of the season for Leeds for me, but being the signing of the season in the Premier League just based on his output and the price we paid. How on earth did we sign him for 17 and a bit million quid? I mean, it's unfucking real, isn't it? Like, the lad is a phenom. I think he'll be at Brazil national team in no time, and I hope that we progress into a top team, because otherwise I'm worried he'll fuck off.
I think it also shows the fact that he's managed to integrate into the team straight away. He's not had to go through a 6 months training session and play in the under-23s. He's just come in and like he's been playing there for years.
Yeah, he'll be able to talk about that.
Well, we didn't have time for any of that, did we?
Yeah, to be fair though, Bielsa talked about that, didn't he? How quickly he had adapted how quickly he'd adapted to the way of playing in training and how impressed they were, which is why he came into the team so quickly. So it just shows his football intelligence, I think.
Okay. Your internet connection is unstable. Aren't we all, mate? We're all fucking unstable. You're not special. Okay, then. I guess we should wrap it up. So, I mean, fucking hell. I'm so happy right now. I am so fucking happy right now. Everton was the last time I thought we played a really good side, and we put in a fantastic performance at the back to shut them out and get a clean sheet. And though we had great results against Newcastle 5-2, and we obviously beat West Brom 5-0, which was beautiful, they were not of the quality of Leicester. And today, we are back. Bielsaball is fucking back. So final thoughts from first Cookie.
Ultimate goal has to be survival, as always. We are 15 points clear of 18th. I genuinely think we can push on now. Hopefully, we'll continue to see them performances. I'm just buzzing. Like you, Donny, I mean, whilst Bamford stood out, all of those players today, the majority of them deserve a massive pat on the back for a fantastic performance. Just exciting football. Great to have what feels like our team back. And yeah, I feel far more positive about the run of games we've got coming up now. So yeah, on.
Barney?
I think for me, when every player is on it, you can see Bielsaball at full throttle. It was absolutely fantastic, some of the play that we did today. And one final thing is, fuck off Gary Lineker and your shitty crisps.
And your shitty pants, you mean? Right. So, in the match review for Newcastle, I said, what did I say? I said, we're a northern team. We fucking tackle. And what did they do today? They fucking tackled. They got stuck into them. They gave free kicks away when we had to. And Liam Cooper was every single Leeds United fan today when he made that fucking glorious tackle. And you will look around other fans and plastic fans around the world, and they will not be celebrating a tackle. And they will be celebrating goals like we celebrate a tackle. That was fucking beautiful. That was such a magic moment. Right then, 3-1. It's done. You fucked it. You're fucking off, you foxes. You're not going to win the fucking league. I don't give a fuck. We're fucking not going down. We're Super Leeds. The European tour is still on. You maintain that form. We're fucking going off to Europe, boys. Pack your fucking bags. Pack your bags. Okay, that was your Roaring Peacock podcast match review. Can you tell we're happy? The difference between this and when we lose is fucking enormous.
You're like a different
Who
human
says
this
men
week,
can't have
Donny.
emotions? What was that, sorry?
You're like a different human this week.
I know.
Love it, mate.
So if you've enjoyed this podcast, you can find us on Twitter at Peacocks Raw, and if you retweet, tag a mate in that tweet, you can win this beautiful piece of art. And if you're on YouTube, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment. So it's a very goodbye from me. My name is Adonis, and you know me from at the Adelites on Twitter, and at LUFC Miguel on Twitter was Michael Cook, and it's a very goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
And at Barney __21 was with us as well. Thank you, Barney.
Thank you very much. Leeds!
Come on, Leeds! On and on and on!
On!
You daft cunts.
On and on and on! Where's my fucking scarf? Oh, get this one. And on! And on and on and on and on! Most of our stats come from LUFC Stats or LUFC Data on Twitter. You should probably give them a follow as they're more interesting than us. A very special thanks to Adam Warner, Barney Stewart, Cookie Ewan and Howard Metcalf, Josh Pearson, Laura, Leon and Rob, The Light Show and all our family and friends.
So many games to play, don't care what's on your mind.